How did we get this far? Human beings have an immeasurable desire to discover, to invent, to build. Our future depends on us furthering these ideals. A responsibility that rests on the shoulders of generations to come. But with every new discovery, there is risk, there is sacrifice, and there are consequences.
Hi guys, I'm back again to talking about the Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four is a team who has to learn how to be close with each other, how to look after themselves, how to work together, and so.
The comic book of Fantastic Four was adapted in 3 movie versions.
Which it started in 1994 with the unreleased Fantastic Four film directed by Ole Sassone. Then in 2005 came the remake directed by Tim Story and the sequel came in 2007. And in 2015 came the reboot directed by Josh Trank. The first Fantastic Four's movie version is obviously ridiculous and it looks like a Mel Brooks movie rather than a serious superhero movie. But the other 2 Fantastic Four's movie versions are so hated.
Why? They're not so bad?
Let's take a look on these 2 movies. Well, in general, the Fantastic Four comic book is
Colorful, spectacular, and very funny science fiction comic book.
in Tim Story's Fantastic Four version follows the original comic book.
Which is very funny and colorful, but this movie has less elements of a science fiction story as the original comic book shows.
In Josh Trank's movie version is much more a dark science fiction movie, which it follows very close to David Cronenberg's style, through 2 of his most notable movies, Scanners and The Fly.
Well, both of the movie versions, the main characters were developed very well, and they look like a great team as in the original comic book.
In Tim Story's movie version, the main characters already know each other.
Without explaining how they meet each other,
Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, played by Ioan Gruffudd.
who is developed as a smart scientist and he will try to find a solution about what is the right thing for the team.
Susan Storm, the Invisible Woman, played by Jessica Alba.
Who's developed as a strong character, she will try to be as close as possible with the team. But at the same time, she has a complicated relationship with Reed Richards. In my personal opinion, that wasn't necessary to show it, but it's okay.
Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, played by Chris Evans, who becomes Captain America.
He's developed as a very wild character who is very fun in his actions and as well as in his will to say "Flame on!" Oh.
Good job, Johnny. Good job.
Ouch. At the same time, he has great fun to stay with sexy woman as one of the greatest playboy of all time.
Ben Grimm, the Thing, played by Michael Chiklis.
Who is developed as the best friend of Reed Richards and as well as the strongest character of the team. He will protect in every way the team. With his great strength
And with the battle cry.
It's clobbering time!
Victor Von Doom, played by Julian McMahon, who is developed as a normal rich man. But after the accident, he slowly turns into the great villain Dr. Doom. In Josh Trank's movie version, all the characters meet each other through their journey. Reed Richards, played by Miles Teller,
who is developed as a very young man working on the teleporter with Ben Grimm since they were 10 years old. In this movie, the friendship between Ben and Reed is much closer as Josh Trank developed in the same way on his previous movie Chronicle.
Susan Storm, played by Kate Mara,
Who is developed as a very young and intelligent woman full of will. In this movie, there's much more friendship between Reed and Susan rather than an affair.
Johnny Storm, played by Michael B. Jordan,
Who's developed as a badass and full of humor character. In this movie version, he would convince to Reed, Susan, and Ben to use these incredible powers to make something good.
Ben Grimm, played by Jamie Bell,
Who is developed as the best friend of Reed Richards, and he will do anything to help Reed, Susan, and Johnny. In this movie version, Ben Grimm is the thing. Seems much more like a really big sweet beast as King Kong.
Victor Von Doom, played by Toby Kebbell,
Who's developed as a dark intelligent man as well as Reed Richards. After 1 year, he's manipulated so much by this strange energy to turn into this villain, Dr. Doom.